So personally, when I like to go on a date night, I like my skin to look really glowy, really fresh, really plump, just really, really healthy. So I like to go for, if you haven't realized where I'm going with this, with a more glowy look. So for primer, use is the Laura Mercier Radiance Foundation Primer. I normally use the hydrating one, which would also work, but you'll be able to see in a second why I use this one specifically for a purposefully more glowy look. So when it comes out, it's definitely a lot more shiny. So it's gonna actually like make your face glowy. So it definitely will catch you by surprise at first, but it definitely will make your foundation look so much more healthier and glowy. So you can see my face is a little shinier. I'm going to use my Sephora Pro 56 brush. So next I'm going to use my Hourglass Vanish Foundation in shade Linen. I am using this one for this look because it is my more natural foundation. Not in the sense that it has a natural coverage. It is a full coverage, but it's more of a natural finish. So that's kind of what I do. I just do little stripes on my face, upside down T on my nose. And then for concealer, like always, I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And because I want to highlight my face, I'm going to go down my nose and then under my eye and then just fill in a little bit in between. On my forehead, down my nose to brighten my nose and my chin. I'm going to do a little bit on my lip as well, just because I want my upper lip to really pop. My lips in general to pop, just because it is date night. And I just pat it in with that same brush. And then I'm also going to bring this on my eyelid because I'm not going to do really any eyeshadow today, but I do want, you can see how my eyelids are a little bit darker than my skin, so that's why I'm just going to neutral it out. Once we have our concealer all blended in beautifully and smooth, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and a damp beauty sponge, and I'm going to just set the areas on my face where I think it's going to crease throughout the night. And the reason that I'm using a damp beauty sponge is because it kind of soaks the product into your skin instead of letting it just sit right on top. When you let it just sit on top, when you apply it with a brush, it's going to make your face look really powdery, and we are trying to avoid that today. You can also, if you have more oily skin too, you can also put this where you get really oily. I'm going to take my Morphe E3 brush and just dust this off right where I put it, just so that way there's no leftover powder. And then with my damp beauty sponge, once again, I'm just going to use the side I didn't use to put my powder on. I used the pointy side to put on powder, and I'm going to use this fat side to just press it all in so that way it still looks dewy. Just so we keep the glow going, I'm going to use the Anastasia Liquid Glow in shade Oyster, and I'm just going to put a little bit onto my finger, just a little bit on my finger. And then I'm going to rub it on my cheekbone. Then I'm going to take my Beauty Blender on the thick side, and I'm just going to press this into my skin. And what this is going to do is this is going to add a really natural radiance to your skin. And then it's going to also emphasize the powder highlighter that we're going to put on in just a moment. The reason I'm doing this before I do my contouring and stuff is because I want to do all my liquids together and all of my powders together, so that way I don't have any separation of the makeup on my face. Use my Morphe E3 brush that I just used to dust off the powder, and I'm just going to make sure I don't have any more of that powder left on my brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and start bronzing my face with the BareMinerals Invisible Bronze in shade Fair to Light. Because this is a pointed brush, it will really go into your cheekbone. It'll kind of contour and bronze at once, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to get it all along my brush. And I'm just going to sweep it on to my face. For blush, I'm going to be using the Becca Mineral Blush in shade Flower Child. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of this on the cheek just to add some color, but not too much because I don't want to take away from the bronzed look. Like that. Just a little bit. Whew. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever H102 highlighter. It's a very nice, beautiful, bright highlighter with my Morphe M438 brush, and I'm just going to stick that on there and just go right over where I put that highlighter. And I'm going to do a little bit onto the tip of the nose and along the bridge. I'm going to do a little bit on the Cupid's bow because we're going to do a red lip today, so I want my Cupid's bow to really pop. And then along just above the eyebrows. If you have a lot of forehead wrinkles, then skip highlighting your forehead. Just skip it all together because it's just going to emphasize any lines on your forehead, and it's going to make your face look even more, have more fine lines than it does. So just keep that in mind. So it's time to set the face and make sure everything stays where we put it. So I'm using my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 setting spray. And then once again, I'm going to use the butt of the Beauty Blender and just pounce it really lightly all over my face, so that way it soaks in all of the setting spray. For eyebrows, I'm just going to fill them in really quickly. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in shade Soft Brown. Now that I have my brows filled in, I'm going to set them using my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter Gel. Alright, so for the eyes, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be doing a lot of eyeshadow, as I'm going to use my pinky finger in the highlighter that I used. And I'm just going to put a little bit onto my inner corners just to make my eyes look bigger and a lot more awake and bright. Ta-da! And then I'm going to do winged eyeliner for my eyes. For my eyeliner, I'm using the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Alright, so I got my wings on. Again, if you guys want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how I do my wing eyeliner, definitely leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to do it for you guys. So I'm going to be doing false lashes today. So I'm going to tight line my eyes with my Marc Jacobs Blaquer eye pencil. I just open my eyes really wide and I tilt my head down, and then I just softly fill in that skin. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of mascara and eyelashes, and we'll be right back. I now have my lashes on, and the ones that I used were the Ardell Faux Mink in number 812, and they're just a really fluffy, natural looking eyelash, and they're really easy to wear every day if you like to, or date night, or whatever you really want to do with them. I personally love them because they're super light. I don't even know they're on, and they look good. So last step is the lips, and I'm going to be doing a true red just to really tie this look together. So for the color, it's the Sephora in shade 01. Another good really red lip color is the Fenty Beauty one. I just haven't gotten my hands on it yet, so I'll be using this one. And the the Sephora lipsticks are really pigmented, really good. They're very matte, and they're really good price too. For a luxury brand, they're really good price. So now that we have the red lip on, our look is complete. So we have our wing eyeliner and our red lip, and I just feel like this is just the most classic, beautiful date night look. You can throw on some cute hoop earrings and just rock it. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave any comments below just saying hey, or any video requests that you guys want to see. And once again, if you haven't already, do not forget to subscribe to my channel before you go. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.